and I just lost $800,000. And I had about 80 grand in the car because I had a discount for my losses. And my ex, Rachel, and my little 2-year-old daughter, Sage, as I'm driving home, I get a phone call from my neighbor from the airport. It's about a 20-minute drive. And he says, you have a little problem. It's World War V at your house. There's about 14 cars, clearly FBI, and you're definitely coming into a barricade. I said, oh, okay. So I dropped off my car. I had an Escalade, and I had 80 grand in it. And I took off my jewelry, which is a dummy move because we all know they don't take your jewelry if you're wearing it. I took off my jewelry, I gave it to Rachel, and dropped him off at a Pollo Loco. And I said, hey, I'm going to run to the house physically because I don't want to give away this cash because I know they're going to scoop it. And I definitely don't want to give away my jewelry. You just chill here. It's going to be a problem. I may get arrested, but just stay here for a few hours and see what happens. So I run home, literally down this hill, knowing I'm running into the FBI. Mm-hmm. And I get through the gated community, and as I get through it, it feels like the movie Braveheart, where he's coming in on the horse. I mean, they literally they start coming out from everywhere, and obviously cuff me and throw me in, and we open the door of the house and sit you down. And as you've seen it, they're just parading through the whole house and grabbing cash from different areas. And I opened the safe, and as they got everything together, there's 4 of them. They wanted me to speak about pictures and people, and I wasn't willing to do that. I didn't hire an attorney. I just said, listen, I'm a bookmaker. I'm not denying anything I do. If you're arresting me, it's fine. If you're not, there's nothing to talk about. And they said, well, we're gonna take after some time, they laid out all the money, and they said, we're gonna take this money, and you can sign an abandonment form, and we won't charge you with any crime. You'll be released. You cannot hire an attorney, and this money is basically gone. And I said, where do I sign?
People rob drug dealers because they feel it's not a crime, because how can a drug dealer call the police on you when he's doing something illegal? But nowadays, it don't even matter because the drug dealer still call the police on you and telling you it doesn't matter.
He'll just say I got robbed. The guy stole all cash. He won't mention that he also got
exactly. So that's a lot of my earlier crimes of how I started being in the streets and doing things of that nature.
Was getting a job an option?
I got a job, but it's once you get a taste of fast money, because I've had some situations that did go well, but those are situations that I got away. But the situation that I got caught with, it was a gamble, and I was willing to take that gamble. So I was thinking about getting a job, but I had got accustomed and got a taste of fast money that it kind of steered me away from doing the legit thing. So I kind of just went against my better judgment.
I hear you.
Right.
I'm just curious.
Right.
I'm not poking at you. I'm just saying, because I was the same way. I love it when people, well, if you just put that same energy towards getting a job and working at a job, get the f- out of here. I'm not going to make $3 million working a management position. That's not going to happen.
At my house, I kept getting phone calls from a detective. I'm like, he's not here, for like 2 weeks.
Do you not want to know what it's for?
I don't want to know what it's for. So a month later, I get pulled over by a cop, runs my name through, and he's like, hey, Detective so-and-so has been trying to call you. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't been home, or whatever. And then she's like, he wants to talk to you. Come down to the station. So I go down to the station. She's like, reads me my rights, and I'm like, she's like, you're fine. And she's like, what's this? And she puts a check in front of me. And a month prior, I was working Gainesville, so I would just take road trips to random cities. I remember the check because I sold this kid. It was for like $500. I sold him a set of speakers, and on his check, his name was unique. It was his first name and then parentheses Moose, his nickname, and then his last name. So I remember the Moose thing. I'm like, yeah, I know that check. I'm like, I sold that kid a set of speakers.
Yeah.
She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm positive. She goes, okay, you're lucky that I'm a good detective. And she goes, you're lucky you have cute blue eyes. And I'm like, for what? She goes, this kid that wrote the check came in to me, says that you broke into his car at the mall, smashed his window, took his checkbook, wrote a check, went to the bank and cashed it.
I'm boy crazy. So I start getting involved with boys at a very young age. And I got into this relationship in high school with this one guy, and we dated off and on for 2.5 years. And then he ended up cheating on me on this vacation, this senior trip that he went on. He wasn't even a senior, but he went on it. So I had heard that this had happened. So
what's his name? He's probably still paying for this.
Well, his name is Stephen Parker. I don't
Poor
know what
Steven.
I know.
Steven's gonna be like, she's still talking about this.
Well, I should be. So so I hear about it, right? And so I call the girl that he did it with, and I asked her first. I gave her the opportunity to be honest with me, and I was like, listen, I heard that y'all slept together on this trip, and I just want to know, is it true? And I was like, I know you have a boyfriend, and if it's true, I just want you to be honest with me. But if I find out you're lying, I know that you had sex with your best friend's fiance also on this trip. And this girl was like crazy. She did not give a shit about anything. So I was like, I'm telling her, if I find out you're lying to me, she lies. Tells me she didn't do it. In the bed, and we start to sleep with each other. And in my mind, I'm hallucinating that we're walking up this hill backwards, and he's like carrying me like this, but that we are still, doing it, but I don't know what I'm thinking or what I'm seeing. And I say out loud to him, that's enough. You don't have to go any further. Cause I want him to stop walking up the hill. And he's like, what? And as soon as he said what, it snapped me out of it. And I was like, oh my God. What do I say? And so I was like, just keep going. He don't think nothing about it, right? He doesn't bring it up. So then after we're done, we're laying on the bed, and his head's this way and my head is this way. And right in front of me, I see this field of flowers and these 2 lion cubs, and they're just sitting there playing. And I looked straight up and I said, look! And he was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, what do I say? Every time he would talk, it would snap me out of like whatever this hallucination state that I was in. And I was like, okay, what do I say? And I just came up with the first thing that I could think of. And I said, so I started talking real slow. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, what? I said, you're never going to believe this. I said, I'm so tired that I'm asleep, but it's like I'm still awake dreaming. And he just bought it. In the halfway house is co-ed. It was the Wild West in there. You got all these people horny because they're all just coming out of prison. It was like, what it was like.
Yeah.
You've been there. So it was like online dating, but in person in the halfway house. So everybody's, talking to each other. The halfway house director is trying to keep everybody like on their P's and Q's because he can't have scandal. And he was like this real flamboyant man. And like he had called me into his office one day because I was outside walking, and it was the women's turn to walk, but the men were out there too. And he was mad at me about it. He called me in. He was like, Miss Rogers. So he calls me in his office. He was like, you're doing too much. He was like, don't be out here getting all distracted with these men that want to buy you a 10-piece dinner. He said, you need to be in front of the Fox and get you a winner. Talking about the Fox Theater. I will never forget him saying that. So,
what's a 10-piece dinner?
10-piece chicken wings.
Oh, geez.
So I pay the fine. I get out. I call my attorney. And he said, if your fingerprints are on that bag, I don't care what you tell them, but you better make it look like you're cooperating and lie. So I agree to go meet with them. And I'm geeked up when I go in there, and I'm sitting in there with the DEA. And in my stupid mind, because I'm not from a criminal family, no one in my family were criminals. Dustin was from criminals. His dad had been in prison. His uncle had been in prison. His dad was the first one to bring meth to Rome, Georgia. So they really wanted him. And they said that in our talk. They were like, first of all,